up to now what I believe is the best Assassin's Creed game in the market. Alright, so first I'm going to go through all of Assassin's Creed that we have so far up to date. So, we got Assassin's Creed 1, the one that started it all. I call this one the Legend. Basically because, I mean, if you play as Altair, we later see him in Revelations, but you play as Altair. This badass guy, you go through all the holy cities, Jerusalem. It's a real sick story, but it's very unique in the series because it's after that they really took a sharp turn towards the more action adventure and left the stealthiness that was Assassin's Creed. I mean, there's some people that have just completely left I mean, they like the first one and they maybe play the later ones, but ever since they got rid of the stealthy ones, I mean, that was the only one in the series that they liked. But I mean, even still, that game is so respectable. It was a lot more stealthy, just more. I mean, the basis just very simple. Just get your target, kill him, find a way to get there as best you can. And the missions were really focused on that. Like, you couldn't really just rush in. You really had to. I mean, you could do a few just like being reckless, but it helped if you play the game the way they wanted you to do it. Assassin's Creed 2. I believe this might be my favorite so far. Assassin's Creed 2, because the storytelling is just great. The way Ezio kind of comes out, and this is like where we see him just go from like this reckless guy, a womanizer, to, you know, kind of learning the ropes, and I'll try to avoid any spoilers, but really becoming who he is to be. I mean, if you haven't played Assassin's Creed 2 by now, you're really behind. You should go buy it because I think it's the best one. But the storytelling is really great. The controls were nice. Everything about it was just clean. I really liked it. And it was also the Assassin's Creed that, I mean, the second one, I know, but it was the one that really just hooked me onto the series. The ending was just so WTF, like what the heck like is going on. I'll try not to do any spoilers, but there is an instance in there where this person at the end it sends your mind on a flip, and I suddenly realized what exactly I was playing and what I was getting myself into, and I fell in love with this. I still remember just my jaw dropping and just saying, like, what the F, like, what is going on? And from then on, I just fell in love with the series, and been not really a fanboy, but really been a big fan of it ever since. Not a fanboy because I'll get to Black Flag in a second. A Brotherhood, right here. I guess story-wise, you see Ezio becoming more of a keen assassin, getting more of his skills. This is also when they introduced multiplayer. So real quick, the multiplayer, I was at one point top 50 in the world. But then life came in, I got school, got stuff to do, so I couldn't keep up with it. I would be probably 10, top 50 in the world by now if I continued playing this crap. So yeah, I would beast you on this. I really liked his costume on this one. This so far was my favorite costume on Brotherhood, just like the basic white and red. But it was dope. It introduced, like, you could create your own little clans and have your own brotherhood that you could build up. So that was neat. It started introducing more of the factions you could be using and building up the cities, the water. It was all good. It was all neat stuff. They were starting to introduce in this, and it worked in this one. It really did. The only thing I had with it was maybe Rome was kind of a bore every now and then. I mean, it was real good, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it was kind of like a difference from visiting world to world to world. I mean, which they started using a new engine for this to create such a big world, but I mean, I guess it's personal opinion, but I don't know, part 2 was just slightly better, but this one's right up there too. Then they went to Revelations, which was, I mean, it was kind of a continuation of the Legend, obviously from the first one, from continuing Altair's journey, and ending Ezio's. The ending was real good. I thought it was a nice finish to really linking, because that's what they were kind of building up to, is Ezio and Altair's story kind of intertwining and becoming one, or meaning the same thing, or having the same purpose. And I think they really paid a nice homage to Altair in this as you play with him again. The voice acting kind of threw me off. I do remember that, because it wasn't the same multi-year. But when you get to play as him, little spoiler, when you get to play as him, it's freaking epic. Like, that ending is probably okay. When I talked about the other endings, I mean like the actual outside the Animus endings. That really gave me the WTF factor. This one, I'm talking about the actual in-story game. Like, while you're in the Animus, this ending was amazing. It was just so dope, and just a great homage to Altair, and just Ezio like paying respects to him. It's just real sick. If you're into this, if you've been into it since the first one, this game just gave you a little bit of chills every now and then. So great game. Really liked it. Assassin's Creed 3. This is maybe when we saw the end of the Italian era, and we started to see where they'd go next, and they showed us the American Revolution. And some people call it a failure. I'd like to call it the successful failure, or maybe a barely successful game. My biggest issue I remember with it was the controls. Like, I can see why they started using that Anvil engine. It started they had to do a little things differently. You had to climb trees now, so it made it a little weird, kind of getting used to those. Or I think they never polished them up, which they tried to do later. But there was some parts where I could literally not complete a mission because I keep getting stuck on a pole, like perching or something stupid. So it got a little annoying because of the engine. But I mean, as far as the story, I was interested to see how they were going to make it work, that he was part white and part Indian, so they matched that up pretty good. I like the hunting and stuff. I like the new tools that they added. I don't remember too much about it. I know the ship building and all that wasn't too big of a factor, which I'll get into right now. I didn't really care for that much. But the stories were cool. The intro on this gave probably the bigger WTF factor than the ending, I believe. Because I remember the ending it was alright, but the beginning was like, oh snap, like right off the bat, I liked this game. I mean, a lot of people hate on this one. I don't think it's that bad. Connor I never felt like too much of a connection to Connor, but he was still cool. I liked the costume, I liked the crap that you had to do in it. So, wasn't that bad. Successful failure. Black Flag, okay. Black Flag, and I'm not going to talk about the PSP versions, I'm just talking straight mainstream consoles. So the Black Flag, man, and like, as you hear me talk about this, you understand I like Assassin's Creed, you know? But no, no sirree Bob, did I like Black Flag. I tried, man. I really tried. I give this game props. It looked real good. It looked real beautiful on the PS4. I got it for PS4, not PS3. It looked real nice. I mean, not harnessing the true potential, obviously, because it's a crossover. But it wasn't what I expected. I mean, I guess it could have been, because what they did is, yeah, they really tried to cater to that pirate scene. But I think they catered 100% to the pirate scene. Like, if you didn't like pirates, or you think they're okay like me, I don't think generally you would have a good time. I know I didn't, because it was all based on ship fighting. You had to ship fight sometimes, and I would go to the ends of the earth. I would literally jump out of my boat and swim for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes to get around like the main boat towards the end of the mission that you have to fight. So I would kind of not glitch it, but just cheat and just jump out of the boat and swim all the way across the freaking Atlantic Ocean to Pacific, wherever the heck I was, Caribbean, to get to the little mission door to start my actual finale or mission, whatever. There's just some parts where I would just have to cheat, because collecting crap for your boat is ridiculous. At least, if you like farming, I guess it's cool. And if you like pirates, this is your game. But it wasn't mine. I hate farming and all that crap. I hated the ship tending to. I just hated the sailing. I mean, it's cool. It's a big map and all that. Some parts have loading screens. But it was just too much, man. Like, come on. Like, and then, yeah, the buried treasure, the pillaging, the blowing up forts and stuff. That's all cool pirate stuff. But if you don't like pirates, this game is garbage and boring. It had no big plot twist. I never even learned the people's names. It was just, I didn't feel a connection to it. I didn't see anything new coming from this game other than the pirate stuff. I mean, that's all new, but I mean, as for the Assassin's Creed franchise, I just thought this was a train wreck, and oh man, just I think the pirate thing they overdid it, and it was just too much pillaging and nonsense. And Kenway never became anything cool. He just stayed the same the entire game. You like to see these characters progress. That's what made Ezio so epic. Connor kind of found his calling and stuff too. We see this happen, and it's just nothing happened, man. It was just this could have been like a crappy little $30 at most DLC. That's why I'm not buying this either. Assassin's Creed Rogue, they introduced this, but guess what? More pirate ships, so I'm not buying this piece of crap either. If it's ever cheap used for less than 20 bucks, I'll buy it just because of like, I mean, Assassin's Creed, I like to give it a shot, but man, I know I'm going to have a hard time dealing with all that. Because I looked at the trailer, first thing they show, more pirate ship fights. I'm like, I'm not down for this, so I'm not looking forward to it. However, Unity, I do have a hunch that it's going to be a decent game. I really like that crouching, but I really like that crouch factor that they're adding in. The world looks nice. It should be a little more upscale because they've had the PS4 a little bit, about a year-ish. So I'm looking forward to it. I will post a review on that as soon as I play through the game, get enough faction. I'm not going to try to be first, but I'm going to really try to really get a good review for it going. So with that said, my top 3 Assassin's Creed games. My top 3, again, I haven't read IGN's scores, I don't read crap, whatever. Mine. So, number 1, Assassin's Creed 2, as I said before. Just a really complete game. It was real simple, basic, and if you don't like to do all this other jargon or whatever, get really involved in the world, you kind of just want to play the game, maybe do a few things here and there like me, Part 2 was the beast because it's just epic storytelling, forthcoming of Ezio, and just great. My second favorite was Brotherhood because, again, it wasn't too busy, but it was a big world. The missions were cool. The costume was dope. I really liked the costume. It showed Ezio kind of coming out, and it was just real good. And probably third, probably the original, the Legend, Assassin's Creed 1. It was just, I mean, what can I say? It's the Legend, the one that started it all. There's not much left to be said. I mean, go play it. I mean, you could even buy like the whole Ezio trilogies, or I bought I think it was Revelations that came with the Part 1. So there's no excuse to not play that game. So those are my top 3 Assassin's Creeds so far. I'll be posting a Unity. Maybe it'll beat them out. Maybe it'll be number 1. We'll have to see. But if there's more pirate ships and crap, which I didn't see too much of, it's kind of maybe more co-op. So we'll see how that ends up. As long as they keep feeding to the Assassin's Creed story, they kind of throw us a bone, not give us like open, stupid endings like Assassin's Creed Black Flag that went nowhere whatsoever. I mean, just a little hint of like, ooh, what's going to happen? But other than that, garbage. So, 2 thumbs down for Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Sold that crap already. We'll see how Unity looks. It's probably going to be multiplayer. I hope they don't cater too much to it so that they take away from the story. But I'm expecting it to be good. So, we'll see when it releases, and I'll play it through and get a review up for you guys. So, for now, I'm the Masked Man. This was Assassin's Creed, your top 3 of the franchise, and this is Unmasked Reviews.